Hello again and welcome to Ndudu by Fafa. So today I'm going to talk you through one of my favorite dishes that I do order whenever I do go to an Indian restaurant, which is my lamb sagwala with paneer cheese. And I usually have it with some Peshwari naan. Now I do have the recipe for the Peshwari naan on my YouTube channel. I'll leave a link at the top so you can watch it. It's just lovely and infused with coconut and it's just beautiful. So just imagine scooping this sauce with that beautiful Peshwari naan, especially when the Peshwari naan is being freshly made. Oh gosh, that's just flavor in your mouth. Now, talking about flavor, let me talk about my ingredients. A continuation from the spice video that I did previously. So if you've not watched that, I'll leave a link at the top. So you need to watch that because that will tell you everything about the spice that I'll be using here. The main one called Ajwain seeds. So I'm making my spice blend of Ajwain seeds, ginger, garlic, and onion. And I am going to be marinating my goat meat in that. Now, if you watch my previous video about the Ajwain seeds, you know that, yes, it's a little bit on that bitter side, which is good for your digestion anyway. You see, your food should heal you and also nourish you. So that's exactly what I'm trying to do here. So I've added about 3 tablespoonfuls of my ginger mix, and now I'm adding some garam masala. Now, what's garam masala? Now, garam masala is a special blend of spices from the Indian continent, and depending on the region, the recipe differs. But typically, it would include your black and white peppercorns, cloves, cinnamon, mace, black and green cardamoms, bay leaf, cumin, coriander. However, they are readily available online. You can find them in most supermarkets as well as most Asian shops. So when next you visit, just be curious and find out more about the spices. Now, talking about spices, let me talk to you about cardamom, one of my favorite spices ever. The flavor and a little goes a long way. The reason why I do love cardamom is because of its complexity in terms of its flavor. It has the citrusy, minty, spicy taste, but it also maintains this sort of herbal taste. It's quite interesting, and a little goes a long way because it's highly fragrant. Definitely, I think I'd have to do a separate video about this spice. As I always say, mix everything together till it's well combined. Now I'm going to add my fresh chilies to this beautiful mixture. And of course, my secret ingredient, I'm using unrefined shea butter oil for this recipe, or any oil of your choosing. And it's a deliberate choice of mine to include the shea butter oil. It's because it's packed with vitamin E. And because I tend to cook on a medium to low heat, it means that it's going to retain its vitamin. So of course, I'm going to mix everything together till it's well combined, as I always say. Now, ideally, you can marinate this for a minimum of an hour in the fridge, or if you follow my previous recipe or video, may I say, you can pre-marinate this and freeze it. So you take it out as and when a recipe requires it. So what I'm now doing is steaming it. So the goat meat itself does contain a bit of water, so the moisture does come out, especially when you cook on a low heat. So I've not added any water to it now, but it's just the water content of the meat that is formed into this beautiful juice. And I've cooked it just gently for about 45 minutes. So I've ended up with this thicker consistency here. So it means that the marinade and the moisture and all the water has been absorbed into the meat, and I've just intensified the flavor of the meat. Now, to revive this, I've used my cumin mix. So you would find out about the spice cumin mix in my previous video. And I'm adding a little bit of black peppercorns that's freshly milled. And I'm mixing it all together yet again till it's well combined. So you can see how this is flavor packed. Now at this point, I'm adding my onions for it to fry and also infuse that oniony taste into the sauce, but also get the meat to also infuse its flavors and everything into the onion. So I will be frying this mixture for about 5 minutes just to allow the infusion to take place. And at this point, I'm adding my salt to taste. Also, I want to revive the flavor, so I'm adding some freshly chopped green chilies to it. And now I will mix everything together till it's well combined. I have to now move to my next ingredient, which just makes this dish incredible because it's a beautiful texture that it adds to the dish. What am I talking about? I'm talking about paneer cheese. So paneer cheese is a fresh cheese that is made out of milk that's curdled by adding some vegetable acids such as vinegar, lemon juice, citric acid, etc. And then it's tied into muslin cloth, placed in a very cold water, and you end up with this beautiful texture. And it works perfectly for this dish because, yet again, it's non-melting. If you don't have the paneer and you're in Ghana and you have wagashi, absolutely try it. Why not? That would just be incredible as well. So yeah, I'm just going to cut this into cubes and I'll be infusing this into my mixture, as I always say and do. Now, some of the spices might not be available in Ghana, but of course, if you do need alternatives, just leave your comments below and I will be able to help you. Now, of course, I'm frying this beauty and I'm going to add my paneer cheese. So yet again, I'm going to be infusing some flavors here. I'm going to allow the paneer cheese to cook for about 5 to 6 minutes. And you notice I've maintained a very low heat here. Yeah, everything you see there, they're all flavors. They're infusing gently. And by the time I add the spinach, you go like, you see. Now, as I said, when it comes to the oil, you can use your preferred oil. Now, because I'm cooking on a low heat, definitely the shea butter works for me. And also I've made that conscious effort to, eat in a healthier manner. So yeah, anyway, talking about that, now I've got my spinach, which I like baby spinach. I got this from Sainsbury's and I tend to wash it for about 3 or 4 times. And then the last time I do add a bit of salt. And this is a practice I learned from my mom, ensuring that any particles or anything that is not supposed to be part of the spinach is definitely rinsed out and taken away. Now I need to retain the nutrients of the spinach. So I discard that water and boil my hot water in the kettle. Of course, what I then do is just pour it over the spinach. So what I'm doing here is blanching it. So I do this for 20 seconds. And after 20 seconds, I discard the hot water and then add cold water. So that stops it from cooking any further. So you end up with this beautiful dark green, perfect spinach, as you can see here. Absolutely. So that's how I've done it. And then when I blend it, I'm going to add some green chilies and some onions. That revives it as well. And I'll just cook it for another 2 minutes. And that's it. It's done. So look at this beauty. Look how green and beautiful this is. So you just see that this is packed with all its relevant nutrients. You see, as I said, when you're eating, you should eat to nourish your body and as well as heal your body. So absolutely. So now that we've got the spinach, I've also got the paneer with the goat meat and onions also cooking just perfectly. Now, if you want a vegetarian option, of course, you omit the goat meat altogether and you can use the paneer and the spices as well. So here I'm adding my spinach and I can see it's getting darker. So everything just looks darker now, but don't you worry. Just going to warm this through for about 2 minutes, as I said, and my pièce de résistance is ready. It's one of my favorite dishes. Have I actually said that enough? Look at this pièce de résistance. This is not any other food. This is Ndudu by Fafa. And of course, I serve this with the best waakye ever. I know, it's like, really? But I'll tell you what, the flavors just complemented each other perfectly. So you're having this beautiful waakye taste of the beans and the rice, and which I infuse with a bit of coconut oil as well. And then you've got the Ajwain seeds that's filled into the spinach. Seriously, it's like flavor packed. Do I have to even say more? Now for that best tasting waakye recipe, I'll leave a link at the top so you can definitely emulate this recipe. The ingredients are readily available. If you do need a substitute, just let me know. Leave comments below and I'd help you. Absolutely. But this is incredible. I hope I have given you a reason to click that subscribe button if you haven't done so yet. And the notification button, which means that each time I do upload a video, it's delivered straight to your email address. No wahala, and you're notified of it, so you know there's a thing. I'm going to be in my corner. I'm going to finish this. Camera off, please, so I can get my fingers. I will be leaving the list of ingredients and measurements on my blog indudubyfafa.blogspot.com, so do check it out. I'm also on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook and Twitter as indudubyfafa, so do pass by and say hi. Now until next time, take care of you, be nice, be beautiful, and guess what? I love you for you. Now if you've not clicked that subscribe button, Charlie, you've done yourself a great disservice.